Have you ever wondered why black people are hated among all nations of people? I ask myself the same question. You would think that black people went into different countries all over the world and steal their natural resources and rape the women, kill the indigenous people, take their land, take other human beings as captives and make slaves of them, tell others they are inferior because their skin color is different from yours, also steal their identity so that they would never learn the truth about their history and who they are, label other human beings as animals and thugs because they are misunderstood. Did black people committed these evil deeds? Besides being black, what crime have a black person committed to make them hated among all groups of people? What wars did blacks initiate to bring pain to many nations around the world? Do blacks have a superpower nation that supports them when they are persecuted? Who's going to help them? Africa? A continent with many resources that is not owned by the people who live there? A continent that is populated by poor Africans? What about the Caribbean island? Majority of the inhabitants of the island is black. Will they stand up for their people when the Negroes are being killed in the streets? What army do the Caribbean islands have that can take on the superpowers of this world? The Caribbean people is in bondage as well. Who is going to stand up for the African American race? If multiple Chinese men was shot in the streets of America by cops, and the cops is put on trial and declared not guilty and freed according to the law of the elite government, I bet China will stand up for their people and declare war against America if they don't correct the injustice against their people. If Koreans, Japanese, Russians, Europeans, and Australians shot dead in the streets of America multiple times, the nations of these people will question the injustice and stand up for their people. What about the Arabs? If they are targeted and being killed in the streets of America, wouldn't the Arab nations of the world stand up and support their people? Who is going to stand against the injustice towards the Negro that is scattered among the four corners of this world? Black people is the only nation of people dwelling in every nation, as a lost sheep among the majority in the land. They are strangers on the land they live. Even if they were born on that land, the other inhabitants of the land will look at the black people and say, "You belong in Africa." I will disclose to you why you are hated by every nation of people. For you are a people holy to the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you out of all the peoples on the face of the earth to be his people, his treasured possession. Because of this special inheritance that you have, being the true descendants of Jacob, the other nations are fearful, and they hate you for your position with Yah, the Most High. African Americans, look how many nations conspire to keep you in the dark about who you are. Several nations live in your land, Israel, pretending to be you. Your name is Jacob. You shall not be called Jacob any longer, but Israel shall be your name. So he called him Israel. And God said to him, I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall come from you, and kings shall be born of your stock. The land which I gave Abraham and Isaac I will give to you, and to your descendants after you I will give the land. To all the Negroes scattered in all nations, it is the Most High that is going to redeem you, not humans, not a superpower nation with an elite government and army. Black people, when you read your true history in the Bible is your history because you are the children of Israel, the descendants. It tells you the God of your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, will redeem you. No matter how many marches you conduct, how many black leaders stand up for you, none of them will be able to help your condition. Yah said, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. This is why every group of people in this world hates you. You are a peculiar people. You are God's chosen people. It is time that you wake up to who you are. Research your history. To all the Negroes, African American, colored people, black people that is scattered, what is your name? Israel. Israel is your name. Your name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for you have contended and have power with God and with men, and have prevailed.